Yo, 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 yo. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Playbook, hosted by your very own Ronald Webb. It's a beautiful day outside. Just got out a little lift, got my little workout in. Man, we got a good episode for y'all today. Today we continuing with our team previews, and today I'm gonna give y'all 3 episodes, man. We gonna give y'all 3 teams, and they all coming from the AFC North. All these teams are coming from the AFC North. So today, we rolling with the Bengals, y'all. Let y'all listen to this before we get into it. But yeah, so today we rolling with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Man, Bengals had a rough year last year. They finished good. They finished good. Ended the year on the 6-game win streak, but that wasn't enough. Last year they finished 9-8. That was good enough for third in the AFC North. Ended up missing the playoffs, unfortunately. But let's get into it. So Bengals offense was amazing last year. The offense ranked 6th in points scored and was number 9 in yards gained this year. Joe Burrow had an MVP year, in my opinion, last year. He had an MVP year, finished 4th in MVP voting, led the league in passing yards and touchdowns. But unfortunately, that team also ranked 30th in rush yards. Didn't really have a great rushing attack. But let's just lean back into the Joe Burrow. Like I said, Joe Burrow had an amazing year last year. I feel like if that team made the playoffs, honestly, you probably can make the case Joe Burrow could have won his first MVP, bro. Like I said, led the league in passing yards, almost 5,000 passing yards, 4,918 yards, 43 touchdowns, just 9 interceptions on 71% completion percentage. Joe Burrow was elite last year. You can arguably make a case Joe Burrow was the best quarterback in the league last year. I wouldn't be mad at it. I would not be mad if you said Joe Burrow was the best quarterback in the league last year. I would not be mad because he got the numbers to prove it. I also won Comeback Player of the Year for the second time. Comeback Player of the Year is that's an award built for guys who had rough injuries the year before. So it's the second time Joe Burrow come back from a major injury. Second time he won Comeback Player of the Year. Like I said, finished 4th in MVP voting. Jamar Chase, another huge weapon. Another huge year for Jamar Chase last year. Led the league in both receptions and yards, as well as touchdowns. Triple crown winner from last year, 127 receptions. 1,708 yards. I almost said 17,000. 17 touchdowns. Jamar Chase was arguably the best receiver in the league last year. Probably not even an argument. He was the best receiver in the year last year. So I'm sure on that top 100, Jamar Chase, he should be the number 1 receiver. Jamar Chase had an exceptional year last year. Also a part of that triplet squad, T. Higgins, 73 receptions, 911 yards, 10 touchdowns. The best second option in the league by far. T. Higgins is definitely the best second option in the NFL. A lot of people say him and Jamar 1A, 1B. T. Higgins to be the number 1 receiver, probably on 31 other NFL teams. T. Higgins is that type of talent. He's that type of receiver. He's got those type of ball skills. He'll go up and contest every catch. I love T. Higgins. He's a dog, bro. Mike Gesicki signed the Bengals last year. Had brought in 65 receptions, 655 yards, just 2 touchdowns. But another great security option for Joe Burrow. Andre Iosavas, I hope I pronounced that right. Had a pretty solid year as well. To be a third option, 36 receptions, 479 yards, 6 touchdowns. Now let's move on to the rushing game, that ground attack. Chase Brown, like I said, they had the 30th best rushing team in the NFL. Not just 990 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4.3 yards per carry. Not a bad year. It's honestly not a bad year, especially for an offense that's so pass heavy, that's so air raid like they are. I honestly don't feel like that's a bad year for Chase Brown. I'm sure he'll crack that century mark this year, crack that 1,000-yard mark. So, man, their offense was explosive last year, bro. Like the way their offense was playing last year, that should have at least been a 12-win team. For them to go 9-8, that was definitely a disappointment. Now let's get to the reason they went 9-8. This is, in my opinion, this is the reason they went 9-8. That defense. The defense wasn't the worst in the league, but it was one of the worst. They ranked 25 in points allowed and yards allowed. Ranked 25 in both of those categories. Despite Trey Henderson being on that team, they also finished 25th amongst the league in sacks. Only 36 sacks last year. And right now they don't want to pay Trey, which is mind blowing to me. They don't want to pay Trey Henderson. Trey Henderson hauled 17 and a half sacks last year, 19 TFLs. He led the league in sacks and finished second in Defensive Player of the Year voting. That's the guy that they don't want to pay. That's the guy that they're not willing to give his money. They did the same thing to him last year. Trey Henderson also was top in the league in sacks last year, and they still don't want to pay him. So, man, I don't know what the Bengals front office doing over there. Boy, they gotta get some stuff together, man. They can't keep doing Trey like that, especially for a defense that's that bad. He's your best player. You gotta pay him, bro. It's as simple as that. Like, you gotta pay Trey. There's no reason why Trey ain't got his money yet. Leading tackler was the linebacker Jermaine Pratt, hardly 143 tackles, 5 TFLs, 2 interceptions. Logan Wilson also cracked the century mark with 104 tackles, 2 TFLs. Now the DBs, they had some solid DBs. I know they're one of the worst pass defenses in the league last year. But cornerback Geno Stone had hardly 4 interceptions, 6 passes defended. Cam Taylor-Britt had 3 interceptions, 16 passes defended. It was one of the tops in the league. So Cam Taylor-Britt is probably one of the most underrated corners in the league, despite all the criticism from that Cincinnati pass defense. But man, they just got to get better back there, bro. That defense is awful. This is putting it as simple as it is. That defense is awful, bro. Honestly, they're probably worse than that 25 ranking. If you really watch the tape, you really watch the film, they might be worse than that. And one of the things that I hate from the Bengals, if I was a Bengals fan, this team, this front office made no offseason moves, bro. I mean, for a team that has that type of talent on offense, right now you got Joe Burrow in his prime. You got Jamar Chase in his prime. You got T. Higgins in his prime. And you don't want to put a defense around them. They made no moves this offseason for them to move the needle. They added Samaje Perine, but other than that, that's the only notable move, y'all. Their defense, they didn't go out and get anybody. They didn't go out and spend any money. They're being cheap with the draft picks. We'll get to that in a second, man. This might be the worst front office in the league, dog. I ain't gonna lie. This might be the worst front office in the league. But like I said, let's get into the draft picks. So the biggest story of the offseason for the Cincinnati Bengals, the biggest story was their first round pick, Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart plays coming out of Texas A&M, edge rusher, one of the best in college football the last couple years. Man, and he's still unsigned. Training camp started, Tuesday? Training camp started for a lot of teams yesterday, Monday. Shamar Stewart is still unsigned. You got some people saying he might go back to college, which I doubt he does. You got some people saying he's still eligible to be drafted next year. Some say he might just sit out, work out the whole season, and be eligible to be drafted next year. But man, it shouldn't even come down to that, bro. It honestly shouldn't. You already don't want to pay Trey Henderson, so now you're being cheap with your first round pick. So why'd you even take him? Like, what was the purpose of y'all drafting Shamar Stewart in the first round if you didn't want to pay him? Like come on, bro. Like y'all need their help on the defensive line. One of the worst sack teams in the league last year. You only got production from one guy, and Trey Henderson. He's unhappy as well. He's probably on his way up out of there. So man, the Cincinnati Bengals gotta do better, man. They really do. Moving on to the next guy, got Demetrius Knight, linebacker out of South Carolina, transferred from Charlotte year before, led South Carolina in tackles last year. I like Demetrius Knight. I love him. I actually do love him. They ended up losing Jermaine Pratt in free agency, so I feel like Demetrius Knight could come in, replace Jermaine Pratt. Maybe not get the same production, but it won't be a fall off. He's a young guy. He's sideline to sideline, could come downhill. It's excellent in filling in those gaps at the line of scrimmage. So I love Demetrius, and I love that pick for them. We'll see how they do. But man, this defense not really looking good, man. If they had that defense would take them over the top. They just had a solid defense. Even if that defense was just solid, bro, they could be so much of a better team. But moving on, round 3, you drafted Dylan Fairchild, guard out of Georgia. Need some extra protection up there. I love the Dylan Fairchild pick. That Georgia offensive line been great for the last couple years. I think they had about 3 guys drafted from that line: Jared Wilson, Tate Radlich. I love that Georgia pick from Dylan Fairchild. I love it. And they also got Barry Carter, another linebacker out of Clemson. Barry Carter is one of the best linebackers in the nation for like at least the last 2 years. I love the Barry Carter pick. Him and Trent Simpson, they were dominant together, bro. Him and Trent Simpson were dominant together at Clemson. So they got two nice young linebackers, two dudes that can fly, bro. Barry Carter, he definitely probably a little better than Demetrius Knight in coverage. But yeah, Barry Carter, he's a nice addition for them. I really love that pick for them. Now let's get to some of the departures. Now, we talked about how bad their defense was. I keep mentioning it. They lost Sheridan Rankins. They lost Jermaine Pratt, leading tackler. They lost Akeem Davis-Jackson. And they also lost Sam Hubbard to retirement. Those are four starters that you lost. For a defense that was already one of the worst in the league, you lost four starters. And you did nothing to replace them. I mean, you ended up getting Shamar Stewart. I mean, who knows if he'll be ready to go week one. He's probably going to sit out the whole training camp unless they get this deal done. So, man, I don't know, man. It's not looking too good for the Bengals, man. It's really not. You also lost Trent Brown, another guy on the offensive line. Also lost Alex Kappa. The Bengals, and they did nothing to replace these guys, y'all. The Bengals front office did nothing to replace these guys. Their only noticeable acquisition was Samaje Perine at running back. And you already had a running back in Chase Brown, so I mean I guess he'll be your two, be your power back. Chase Brown, he's a guy that can hit the hole. Chase Brown's really more of an east-west guy, not really north and south. Samaje Perine, that's more of his game, that north-south game. More of a power back than more of a elusive guy. Can't really get to the edge like Chase can, but man, this Bengals front office needs somebody gotta get fired, man. I hate to say it, man. Somebody gotta go to. Y'all ain't did nothing. Like y'all giving all this money to the offense, and y'all ain't did none no defense, man. But hey, let's get into the schedule, man. Let's see what the Bengals schedule looking like. Let's see what they do this year. This looking spooky, man. I ain't gonna lie. Bengals season looking a little spooky. Man, and I really hate Joe had to go through that. Just like I said, Joe Burrow's in his prime right now. He was like I said, he was the best quarterback in the league last year. 43 touchdowns, almost 5,000 passing yards, just 9 interceptions, 71% completion percentage. Like, come on, bro. Y'all wasting Joe's career. Y'all wasted potentially a Super Bowl year for Joe. They wasted it. But like I said, let's get into the schedule. Week 1, we're going to Cleveland. They'll win that game. Cleveland's in shambles right now. They're definitely in rebuild mode. We'll get to the Browns a little bit later today, but Cleveland's definitely in rebuild mode. Who knows who their starting quarterback will be? My money's on Joe Flacco. Just because he's the vet. Will he start the whole year? I doubt it. I'm sure they'll bring up whether it be Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel. I believe Kenny Pickett probably won't last training camp. Well, he won't make it to week 1. Right now they got 4 quarterbacks. I'm sure if it's gonna be an odd man out, it's probably gonna be Kenny Pickett. To be honest with you, it's probably gonna be Kenny Pickett. He's gonna be the odd man out. But nevertheless, that's a dub. That's a sweep as well. they're the two oldest Browns this year. Browns over under 5 wins. Over under 5 wins. I'm gonna take the under. But moving on, week 2 got Jacksonville at home. See, this is gonna be really hard for me, y'all, because the Bengals have the offense to beat anybody in the league. Like, they have the type of offense that can literally beat anybody. They can hang with anybody in the league. But you don't want, like, they could compete in those shootout games, man. But I don't know if they can stop anybody. And the Jaguars, they just reloaded. They wouldn't get Travis Hunter. You still got Brian Thomas there. You still got Travis Etienne there. Trevor Lawrence entered another big year. It's a big year for Trevor Lawrence. I don't know if they can stop anybody, bro. Like this, I'm gonna take the Bengals just off the strength of Joe, bro. Just off the strength of Joe, I'm gonna take the Bengals. I don't believe that the Jaguars might not get clicking in probably about mid-season. Week 2, they'll still be trying to figure it out. So I'm gonna roll with Joe on this one. So week 2-0, doing week 3 at Minnesota. I'm gonna roll with the Bengals again. I don't believe in Minnesota. I done said that in previous podcast. JJ McCarthy got to show me. JJ McCarthy has to show me something. I don't believe in him. I haven't seen it, bro. I didn't see it in college. Was injured last year. I mean, he got a year of learning, year of just studying the playbook, year of learning how to be an NFL quarterback. But I don't believe in JJ McCarthy. So this 3-0 week 4 Monday night game at Denver. I'm rolling with Denver. I'm sure Sean Payton's gonna have a game plan for Joe Burrow. Ooh, and it's an elite matchup. I love that matchup, Jamar Chase versus Pat Surtain. You got the best receiver in the league versus the best DB in the league. And you still got guys on that D-line in Denver. I'm going to roll with Denver on that one, bro. I'm going to roll with Denver. Moving on, next game, you got the Lions. I'm rolling with the Lions. At Detroit, too? Yeah, I'm rolling with the Lions, man. Man, they might drop 40 on that Bengals defense, man. I ain't in your lie. They might drop 40 on them. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. David Montgomery, they'll be back. Another year with Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Jared Goff. Detroit crowd rocking. I'm rolling with the Lions on this one, man. So we're looking at 3-2 heading to week 6 against Green Bay. Green Bay versus Cincinnati. Damn, bro, that defense make these picking things so hard. I don't know what their defense gonna do. But I'm a roll with Joe. I'm gonna roll with Joe. A lot of these I'm rolling with just the strength of Joe. Man, when you got that guy in the league, bro. When you got that guy, when you got that boy in the league, bro, that's a huge difference, dog. It's like the Mahomes. I'm honestly, yeah, Joe Burrow's on that Mahomes level. If you ask me, Joe Burrow, dog. I say he's 2. If you ask me, it's Pat and Joe. It's Pat and Joe. I love Lamar. Man, I love Lamar. But dog, Joe Burrow, he's just different, man. Joe Burrow got that killer instinct in him. So I'm going to roll with Joe. 4-2. Enter a division game, week 7 versus Pittsburgh. I don't believe in Pittsburgh, but give me the Bengals. I don't believe in Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers, they got the team, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slade, A-Rod, DK. I don't believe in that Pittsburgh team. I don't know what my Tom was treating up over there, but they ain't 9-8 for the Steelers this year, man. Give me Cincinnati on that one. 4-2 heading to week 8 against the Jets. Give me the Bengals. Love Justin Fields. Don't believe in him. I love him, but I don't believe in him. Justin Fields definitely got all the talent in the world. I don't know how their offense gonna look. They just re-signed Garrett Wilson. They just re-signed Sauce Gardner, but I don't know how their team gonna look, bro. The defense will be elite. I'll tell you that. The defense will always be elite. Quentin Williams, the other Williams, Quincy Williams, the other Williams brother. Man, they got dudes all over. They got dudes all over their defense. They got a Pro Bowler probably at every position on their defense. But I'm gonna roll with the Bengals on that one. We're looking at 5-2. 5-2 heading into Chicago. Oh, give me Bengals again. Bengals again. I don't believe in Chicago. That's another one of the teams in the league I don't believe in. Caleb Williams, year 2. I don't know. I don't feel like they got enough in the offseason to help out Caleb. But this is, like I said, this year 2 under Caleb Williams. Another year of development. Another year in the system. They got a new offensive coordinator. New head coach. Lions former offensive coordinator Ben Johnson. So I don't know. Maybe they'll be a little bit more explosive this year. But as for now, I don't believe in them. So we're looking at 6-2. 6-2 heading into the bye week. Another game at Pittsburgh. They'll sweep them. 7-2. Week 12, New England Patriots. I'm going to roll with my Patriots, man. We going to beat Joe. And they coming to Foxborough too? Yeah, we going to beat them. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it, man. We going to take care of Joe. Their defense. We going to get after Joe. Jerry May, he going to have a day on the Bengals defense, man. I'm calling. I might be a little biased, but I don't care. I really don't. 7-3, chopped it up as an L. Thursday night game at Baltimore. Give me Lamar. Lamar and Derrick Henry are going to go crazy on this Bengals defense. This Bengals defense is worse than last year, y'all. If y'all thought the Bengals defense was bad last year, they're going to be even worse this year. So now we're looking at 7-4, going into Buffalo. I'm gonna get this one to Buffalo. Ooh, they about to go on a skid, man. 7-4, going into Buffalo at Buffalo. Give me Josh Allen. He's gonna have a day. Take the over on Josh Allen's stats that day. What's this? December 7th, week 14, y'all. I'm telling you, take the over on Josh Allen's stats. Just take the over right now. Man, this defense is bad, y'all. Now we're looking at 7-5. Got another game with Baltimore. Is Baltimore just sweep the Bengals this year? What we thinking? I'm a roll with yes. I'm a roll with yes. You gotta have a defense in the league, bro. Like you gotta be able to stop somebody. That's the name of the game of football. You have to be able to stop somebody. And when you facing elite quarterbacks like Joe Burrow, like the Lamar Jacksons of the world, the Josh Allens of the world, the Patrick Mahomes of the world, like bro, you got to be able to stop these dudes, bro. You got to be able to stop these teams, and right now they can't stop nobody. They couldn't stop nobody last year, and they're not. I don't believe they'll be able to stop anybody this year. So now we're looking at 7-6, going into week 16 at Miami. They'll beat the Dolphins. I don't about to worry about the Dolphins. They'll be 2-0. Now we're looking at 8-6. Then you got the Cardinals week 17. They'll beat the Cardinals. That's another team. I love Tyler Murray. Shout out to the Oklahoma alum, but I don't believe that. This probably be a rebuilding year for them. They'll be pretty bad. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up with another top 5 pick. Now we're looking at 9-7. 9-7. Going into Cleveland, they'll win that game easily. Like I said, they just sweep the Browns. So now we're looking at a 10-7 season, which is not an improvement from last year. Well, no, it's a 1-game improvement. Last year they went 9-8. But do y'all think 10-7 is going to be enough to get into the playoffs in this AFC? AFC pretty stacked, bro. You got Baltimore, you got Buffalo, you got Kansas City. I'm sure Denver might make another playoff push. There's 4 teams right there. You only got 3 spots left. I'm sure Houston's going to win the AFC South. It's 5 teams. Who else you got in the AFC? The Chargers might do something this year. Who else? I don't know. Yeah, they gonna be competing for that last wild card spot, man. Some got to change in Cincinnati, y'all. Like this is bad. This is actually like really disappointing. I hate when front offices waste good players' talent, dog. Like I really hate that because right now this is exactly what they're doing. They spent all that money in the offseason on strictly offense. You had one of the worst defenses in the league last year, and you spent all that capital, all that bread on offense. Now, granted, you had to pay T. Higgins. I understand. T. Higgins, they don't want to lose him. Joe Burrow publicly vouched for him. You don't want to upset your quarterback, your franchise, the face of your franchise. So I mean, I understand, but man, you don't want to pay your first round picks. You don't want to go spend money. Like why are we being cheap? The name of the game is winning. Why are we being cheap? Y'all want to win Super Bowls or not? Because I'm sure in Joe Burrow's mind, he wants to win the Super Bowl. He's gotten there. He had that taste of losing. Joe Burrow wants to win the Super Bowl. So whether are we believing in the Bengals, bro? I don't know. Like I said, I got 10-7, 11-6, maybe. Maybe they end up winning that Denver game. Who I said they might lose to. Maybe I don't know. They're not beating Detroit. I about to say maybe they beat Detroit. They're not beating Detroit, bro. Not with that defense. Man, this'll be a spooky season, man. Joe Burrow will have to go crazy again. Joe Burrow and Jamar will have to go crazy just for this team to get over that hump, or just to get double-digit wins. They'll have to ball out, bro. They might have to drop 40 a game. I mean, this is still the NFL, y'all. This is still the NFL. It's hard to drop 40 a game. It's hard to drop, no matter how bad the other defense is. This is still the NFL. These are still NFL players drawing me at these guys playing against. But my ceiling for the Bengals, I'm gonna say at best, if their defense is just okay, I'm gonna go 12-5. But if this defense plays the way I believe that they'll play, which is bad to mediocre, man, their floor is probably their record last year, 9-8. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase will get you 8 games. They don't get you 8 games. The defense might show up maybe twice. The defense might show up maybe 2 or 3 times this year. But other than that, man, I'm gonna go 9-8 for the Bengals as their floor. Ceiling 12-5. But I said their projected record in my book is 10-7. I don't know if 10-7 will be enough to get you in the playoffs, bro. Especially in that AFC. I don't know, dog. I got them sweeping the Browns. I got them sweeping Pittsburgh. I might end up losing one of them games to Pittsburgh strictly off the strength, just as it's a divisional rivalry. I don't know, man. I don't like the Bengals. Like I said, man, their front office is irritating, and I'm not even a Bengals fan, dude. But man, you wasting one of the best talents in the league right now, in Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's been nothing but a franchise guy. Did nothing but say the right things. Hasn't been in trouble. He's come back twice off injury. You know what I'm saying? You're not protecting him. This is really like an Andrew Luck situation where the front office is doing absolutely nothing to help them. Like, you're strictly just depending on Joe Burrow to carry your franchise. You're not giving the offensive line help. You're not giving him protection. You're not giving him the defense to work with. Like, come on, bro. But man, that's gonna conclude this episode of the Playbook. We coming right back at it with another team preview. We gonna have the Steelers. Man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Man, be blessed. Like I said, it's another beautiful day outside in Knoxville today, dog. Man, hey, y'all be blessed, man. Man, go get some sun. I don't know, it might rain today. It rained pretty hard yesterday, but man, like I said, hey, go get some sun, man. Enjoy the day. Be blessed. Strive, chase your dreams. Go get it, man. Love, love, love.